Good morning and welcome. It is Thursday, the 30th of June. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Coming up today, I've done it as a steak and a quarter, £25 steak. That is what we've got. Before that, we'll do the review of yesterday. We'll have a word on the golf, a word on the tennis. Before any of that, we're just going to have a mild bit of perspective. Okay, so we are on a really, really bad run, and some days it's really, really hard, and I find it really hard to get a bit of perspective. This morning, I have woken up and I've got a slightly different energy going on today, and I don't know if it's because the golf started off well, or I'm happy with the horses, or something completely different, but perspective is really important. The channel is in healthy profit. The last couple of weeks have been rubbish since about middle of Ascot. But ultimately, today is the last day of the month, and I make it minus 7.49 going into today. So if you include today's bets, the par mark for the month is 32.50. If we get 32.50 back from today, we have made a profit for June. Any less than that, we have made a loss. But any less than that, we've made a loss. The maximum we're going to lose in June is £32.50, which is a little bit more than a day and a half steak. So in the grand scheme of it, it's not the end of the world, but it feels, when you're on these terrible runs, endless rubbish. And particularly as the last kind of couple of weeks, there's been knocking on the door days. Yesterday was one of those days where had a nice winner, a few places, but ultimately it was below channel average statistics. So, I'm not going to come here and shout about nice winner at Kempton. It won well, and it did something funny in the betting market. But yeah, so perspective is the worst that can happen today is we're minus 32.50 for June. We did make a small loss in May, but we did make profit January, February, March, April. And ultimately, this is trying to be a bit of fun. I appreciate when you lose a lot, it's not fun. I'm not guaranteeing any money on this channel, but we are healthy double-digit profit since I started the channel. That's where we're at. Okay, there's perspective. We'll go into yesterday, back to reality of yesterday, which was 20 on. I got it as 5.94 back. So another loss. What did we have? So my three best value ones, Haydor didn't quite get there. Foreseeable Future ran with credit, but it couldn't get to the front quick enough. So it was sort of sat behind the pace and it never really improved. And it finished 7th, which 6th would have been all right. And then Tunquil Lake was rubbish. So that didn't start us off well. And then this bet, we talked about Haydor. Queen's Pardon, it was one out of the placings, and then these two weren't good. So that was a struck out on that one. We then went with this one, Malar placed, Canaria Prince placed, but that was it. So that was 2 places on bet 3. Then bet 4 started off badly. Then we went here, almost nailed the forecast. The prices on these are strange. Yev Dragon smashed into 11-2 in the end. Neo de Mas, after I did the bet, it drifted. At lunchtime, you could have got 20-1, and then it ended up SPing at 15-2. It was very strange. And then Lafan was nothing. So we had a win on its own and a place on its own on that one. So that was it. 20 on, 5.94 back. So change of energy today. What have we got coming up? So those of you who read the review last night will know I've got a win Trixie for today. All the prices of the 3 horses have all been nibbled in already, which I thought they probably would do, which is why I put it up last night. So this is the prices I've got just before I uploaded video. So we've got a win Trixie to start us off. This is all we've got this afternoon. Everything else is going to be in the evening meetings. So we've got 140 Perth, Noble Birth, 4-6 now, evens last night, but it's still value for me in that price. Wouldn't take it as a single bet, but for the context of this, I think it's fine. 220 Yarmouth, Big Little Lie, that's the big price of the bet, 13-2, 7s, 15-2 in place last night. And then 3 o'clock at Haydock, Thunder Legend, 2-1, could have got 5-2, 11-4 in places last night. So that's all straightforward, a £1 win Trixie. Last time we were on a really bad run, it was a win Trixie that turned our fortunes. Can we do it again? Who knows? But this is it. So this afternoon's bet is a win Trixie. There we go. And then what I've got is 3 Lucky 15, standard 20p each way stake on the channel. And then I've taken the best horse in terms of value from each 4 bets and put them in an additional fifth bet. So rather than do any extra singles or doubles and anything, I've taken one horse out of all four of the first bets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and put it into a very small value bet 5. So you'll see. So bet 2. So this is our first lucky 15. This is a bit of around the houses one. I've got a Tipperary one and I've got a Bellewstown one, and this is around the houses one. So we're starting off 4.35 Bellewstown. Orifodina 10 to 1. No extra places on that race. 6.36 Epsom in the Storm 5 to 1. No extra places on that race. 8.08 Newbury Millions Memories 16 to 1. Most bookies are 4. And then the 8.40 Newbury Global Tycoon 8 to 1. That's been on the shorten. So that my last bet is in as well, and it was a slightly smaller price. For this bet, Sky are 5 on that last race. So the only extra place you'd get on here is Sky on there. But those two are best price guaranteed anyway. So it's very marginal about which bookie to put this on, because if you put it on with any of the others that are paying 4 places here and you're getting best price guaranteed on those two, it's probably marginally better than doing it with Sky and getting 5th place there. But obviously Sod's Law says Global Tycoon will come 5th. So it's a bit in the balance really. So I'll let you kind of make the choice on that one, because it's borderline about where you would best put that bet on. Because you're getting best price guaranteed in the top 2. It's really those bottom 2 to get better odds, and I think on balance it's a 50-50 call, I think, which way you're better off doing. So I'm not gonna sort of suggest on that one. So that's bet 2. Then bet 3's on Bellewstown 1, definitely better with Sky. So 3 out of 4 of these races are paying 5, not 4. So most bookies are 5 on one of them. I think it's the, can't remember now, but Sky are better on 3 out of 4. So better with Sky. 5.10 Breezes Off 13 to 2. 5.45 Indiana Grey 16s. 6.20 Take My Hand 12s. 8 o'clock Scalor 11 to 2. 20p each way. Lucky 15. That is Bellewstown. That is Sky. Then bet 4 Tipperary. It's another one that's slightly in the balance here. So Sky are 4 on that race. Everyone else is 3. And then all of these are 5 with most bookies. So on balance, whereas the one the bet 2 I wasn't going to call, I would say this is better slightly outside of Sky. So again, Sod's Law says that horse comes 4th. But if you're getting 5 places on those other 3 anywhere else and you're getting best price, it does make it slightly a better bet to put it on elsewhere if you're getting best price guarantee. So hopefully that makes sense. But it's a bit borderline, but a bit stronger than the other one. So we've got 5.35 Delight Fantastic at 5s, 6.10 Durasso 12s, 7.20 Guri at 10s, and 7.50 Lily Lightfoot at 9s. 20p each way, lucky 15. And then the last bet, I've taken what I think is my best value, not necessarily the biggest price, but the best value from each bet, and stuck it in a 10p each way lucky 15 to take us up to a £25 stake. So we've got 2.20 Yarmouth Big Little Lie, 5.45 Bellewstown Indiana Grey, 7.50 Tipperary Lily Lightfoot, and 8.40 Newbury Global Tycoon. And I'm calling that as a Sky one if you've got the option, because there's 2 races in that are better off with Sky. So on balance, I would call that as do it on with Sky. So that's just a 10p each way lucky 15 to give us a round up 25. So those are the 4 where we're carrying slightly more stake on today. All right, as usual, any questions, shove it in the comments. Word in the tennis, another decent day on the tennis in terms of the players we've got interesting. They all won, and some of the other sort of bigger names did drop out. So it's really about how it starts off next week. So today's a busy day on the tennis. We've got quite a few of our players out, and I do think it's one of those days where, depending on what happens in some of the results today, the markets will shift, so we get a real sense of it in terms of if we're on some ones that are right shorteners. Taylor Fritz is the one at the moment. He's playing today, but definitely shortened up all over the shop in terms of the prices that we had originally. So 100 to 1 for the tournament, and you're now getting 25s to 40 for the tournament for him. So he's the biggest shortener of them. So that's the tennis. And then the golf. Let me just get a live update on the golf. Basically woke up and it started off really nicely, to be honest. That's the way it's gone. So in terms of single bets, Dale Whitnall is currently 3 under, tied 8th. So really nice place to be through 10 holes. In terms of the side bet, Kiefer is currently 2 under through 15 holes, is currently the best placed German player. If you had done the full Lucky 15 that I couldn't do on the Sky channel, on Sky Bet, but I advise you could do on Bet365, Tristan Lawrence is currently leader on course 6 under par for top South African. So whether you've done exactly what the channel is, or whether you've done particularly if you've done the extra 365, it's a strong start, but clearly there's a long way to go. We're probably not even quite halfway through round 1, so that's like an eighth of a horse race, so a lot can change. All right, that's it. So golf to watch for today. We've got a couple of players out at lunchtime and the rest are out tea time. Tennis matches on, and a bunch of horses, mainly in the evening. So busy day to finish the month of June. 32.50, that's par mark. That's what we're looking for. Could be coming on here tomorrow saying, we got £5 back, or I could be on here saying we got £60 back. You never quite know when it's going to turn. That is me for today. I shall be back tomorrow doing it again, and I'll keep doing it until we turn the tide, because we will turn it, we just don't know when. All right, in the meantime, thank you very much for those people who are still watching and following along. I really appreciate the support and any likes and any comments you get, because I know when we're on these runs it just doesn't feel very exciting, but I know equally a lot of you understand that is part of the gig, and in the grand scheme of the existence of the channel, we're not in a bad place. We're just in a ropey place for the last couple of weeks. That is me. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.